Ember Blake here, and I'm feeling much better. Finally recovered from the flu. Today, I'm gonna focus on revising an entry for my first story. My first story is a paranormal romance, and I've been trying to find ways to give it credibility. Alright, here's where I talk about things that I have absolutely no comprehension about. From what I can gather, in the United States, the best way to go about traditional publishing is to get an agent, and then you and the agent work together to get a publisher. But getting an agent is sometimes just as hard as getting a publisher. So I've done a lot of research into this, including a lot of other great AuthorTube channels like Alexa Dunn. And from what they've said, though, it seems like a lot of the example query letters that they give are ridiculously good. So for example, on Alexa Dunn's channel, and I'll link the video below, she has a video about how she actually got an agent, and she lists her query letter. The main issue I'm having is with the bio section. I've had a lot of luck writing the blurb or the book synopsis part of the query letter. I think I've done enough editing of that particular part of the query letter that it's fairly solid now. When it comes to the bio section, I have no idea what to put there because I am not a writer in the sense of like I went to college for this. Just a little bit of background on me. I went to college for engineering, actually, electrical engineering, but writing has been a passion of mine since elementary school. I met several of my best friends there, and we wrote together, and that was like the best thing ever. However, my inner practicality took over, and I decided I had to go with a degree that was a lot more lucrative. I live in a very expensive area, and if I had any chance of affording even an apartment, I had to have a really good job when I came out of school. I've always been good at math and science, and so I was encouraged by my dad to go into engineering, and I don't regret that decision at all. I was super lucky. I got a job right out of school, a well-paying job, and I still work there today. However, now's the time to pursue my dream job of being an author, which means I'm really busy. But because I don't have any background in writing or a degree in writing or English or anything like that, I don't have anything to buff up my bio section. I also am pretty new to this whole thing, so I just need something to help bolster my credibility as an author, especially since a lot of agents and publishers are looking for people that are serious about the craft. My first novel, as I mentioned, is a romance novel, and I wrote that during NaNoWriMo, and I'm really proud of it. I've done a lot of edits on it. There are a few kind of major edits I need to do in terms of adding a little bit more paranormal to the paranormal part of the romance, because up until now I've just focused mostly on the romance. So one of the things I've been looking into are various associations and organizations that you can become a member of, and for a small fee you usually get access to a lot of material on how to find a publisher, what's trending in the industry, all other kinds of really good information. I haven't fully jumped on board of that yet, but I have done some looking into conferences and contests. So I found a contest that actually just so happens to be happening right now, and the deadline is actually the 12th, so I don't have a lot of time because today is May 1st, but I think because my work is already pretty solid, I should be able to get it done in time. Did want to include a little bit of Chloe time. Hi, Chloe. Can I have paw? No. You're a wild animal. So this particular contest is actually for futuristic fantasy and paranormal romance, which obviously my book falls under the category of. For the contest, you have to submit a synopsis / blurb, and you also have to submit up to 20 pages of your manuscript, up to the first 20 pages of your manuscript. I've done a ton of revision over the last few days, and things are looking good. I've also gotten a lot of feedback on my synopsis in particular because there seems to be an art to it. Most importantly, I've gotten feedback from both people that haven't heard or read my book at all, as well as people that have read my book. So it's important sometimes to make sure you get both, because sometimes if, like for example, in my particular novel, the basic hypothesis was, what if the hot, immortal vampire, werewolf, what have you, of the paranormal romance novel, who has never found his mate, instead of finding his mate in the conveniently unattached hot young woman, he happens to find his true love in the form of a middle-aged recent divorcee. In this particular case, because there's an age gap, the people that had read my book know that the main character, Heather, who is the divorcee in this case, is not a vain cougar woman. But the people that haven't read my book don't know that. They don't have that context. So when they were reading my synopsis, it didn't really come clear that she was not comfortable with their age difference. So definitely important to get both of those. Today, this is going to be less of a writing vlog and more of a revision and tinkering vlog. And I also want to obviously make up for the fact that last time I was sick and this time I'm feeling so much better, and I appreciate you all sticking with me. So without further ado, let's get to it. Also got to get some of this herbal Bengal spice tea. Oh, it's so good. Okay, I've got my synopsis open. This document is the actual one I'm going to be submitting for the contest, and it's got my synopsis, and then it also has my actual manuscript. So now let's get into those comments. Okay, alright, okay. Looking good. Looking real good. Another thing one of my friends pointed out was that you should definitely get your work copywritten with the Library of Congress if you're in the United States before you submit it to things like this, just so it doesn't get stolen. I'm still not 100% sure how that works. I will have to do a video describing that when I know more. So we got a lot of editing done today. Not really super big on the word count growth, but I did do a ton of editing yesterday evening, so I need to make sure that this is saved and backed up, and I'm going to do a little bit more research into the contest itself and how to submit to the contest tomorrow. But when it comes to how to find these contests, the way I did it was just Googling. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but that's the way I did it. And that's what I also saw was happening a lot in people's bio sections in their query letters, was that they were members of associations. Like the one I plan to join is the Romance Writers of America, RWA. They have a $99 annual membership fee, but that unlocks a ton of discounts on several of their contests, conferences, things like that, but it unlocks enormous quantities of information that could prove to be really useful. So I'm gonna call it here, but thanks so much for checking in, and I will keep you posted on how this all goes, and obviously I will bring you along when I submit my query. See you later.